here's Brian Higgins.
All right, rolling along on the show here on this Wednesday afternoon. Again, talking mostly hoops here in the first hour. Football schedule dropping sometime early in the 5 o'clock hour, so we will deliver that to you as soon as it is released, as it is being released on ACC Network coming up at 5. But tough one last night for the basketball team. But time now for our weekly conversation with assistant coach Alan Griffin. And man, Griffin, just I don't know any other way to describe it. Like that last 15 minutes last night was must have been tough to watch it go down as it did. What do you think happened down the stretch last night that what was the difference, I guess? And then what we saw out of your guys on Saturday in the great win against Miami.
Yeah, it was brutal. I can't say anything different, but you got to give credit to Florida State. They executed their game plan. They stuck with their game plan all game, and they just wore us down towards the end. And for us, this is what we need to be able to do it for 40 minutes. Sometimes we can manage the lapses, but for the most part. When we playing, good teams, you have that 5-minute lapse. Sometimes it can be the death of you, and it don't matter, where it happens, the first half or the second half. In this instant, and all our losses is all happened in the second half. So that's something that we have to get better at, not just our kids, but us as a staff.
Yeah, it was just wild. Like, you guys had that nice little 8-0 run, went up by 7, and it just felt like the switch got turned off there at some point. And, Florida State, they're obviously a very unique team to play against. They're throwing 12 guys at you. They're pressing. They're switching everything. How different of a team is FSU to play against, I guess, than anybody else that's on the schedule?
Yeah, it's a hard prep, to say the least. And you got to kind of give Leonard Hamilton, credit because – again, this is him. It's been him forever, and that's why he's good. Like, whenever you try to count a Florida State team out, they do stuff like this. They 6-3 in the league, and they and it's just you kind of got to give credit to them and what they do every day on a daily basis. So it's something that hopefully. We can learn from.
I'm looking at Judah's performance last night. He goes for 28, which is fantastic. He shot it efficiently. He got to the line a bunch. Then you look at what he did on Saturday with the 13 assists. Like, how different have these last two games been for Judah? And was that, is that FSU's defense? They didn't allow him to make the passes that he made on Saturday.
Well, that's part of their defense, and they don't allow you to make ball movement and move the ball, and we kind of fed into, what they do. And I think they're okay with, I don't know if they're okay with having a guy go for 28, but they can live with a guy going for 28 and nobody else involved, and that's not, that's not all on Judah, but that's all on the other guys too for making us, making themselves available in certain situations. So, credit to them. I can't say it no more. I just know that I think they executed their game plan better than we did.
Alan Griffin with us as he joins us every Wednesday. How has the team handled? I mean, this is a roller coaster of emotions this week. From Q hitting that shot on Saturday, I mean, you guys are on top of the world to struggling last night. How do you handle the ups and downs of that come your way during the middle of conference season?
I'm not going to use it as an excuse, but I will say the obvious is that that's that's a young team. That's who they are. Young teams, they don't know how to accept winning the way we won on Saturday, and then come and being able to come back, 2 nights later and play a veteran team. Play a team that's physical and athletic and execute your game plan for 40 minutes. But there's no excuse, because we had a 7-point lead with 15 minutes left in the game, and just let it all slip away. So Again, it's going to be a roller coaster the rest of the way. It's always going to be a roller coaster. We knew it was going to be a roller coaster, and we just got to, figure out a way where if we get in these situations again, how do we help ourselves and maintain the lead and keep, our game plan going as much as the other team.
Yeah, because we know these games the rest of the way. NC State on Saturday, it's all the same thing. It's all similar quality teams. So it's fun to watch, and it's crazy to go through it this time of the year. As we got Alan Griffin with us, I do want to get you, Griff, on that game on Saturday because we haven't talked to you since that shot that Q hit. What was that like for you on the sideline to watch that play go down?
It was crazy. I can't even. We were talking the next day as a staff, and I just told everybody, I was like, for a good, I'm gonna give credit to the fans, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, our fans were unbelievable that day, especially the last 2.5 minutes of the game. They stood up. It was an exciting, atmosphere. It was crazy, and it was. It reminded me of those Q's days where the reason why, for me, a kid from New York City, why I came to Syracuse, you know what I mean? Like, it was just an exciting game, and fortunately we got the win, and it was unbelievable.
I said the same thing Monday on the show, Griffin. Like, man, it felt like the old days, man. Like, it was buzzing in there.
Oh.
The last, I don't know what, Griff, the last 5-6 minutes when both teams were making plays, like, that was a high quality end of that game.
Yeah, Brian, like, I'm telling you, man, and I'm gonna give, I need this to go viral, man. Like, I'm gonna give a big shout out to our student section because they make a difference, and not to say about the loyal Syracuse fans that's always there day in and day out, rain, sleet, or snow. It was just a great combination of our loyal fans who were there that day and our students. Our students was unbelievable, and we need that support from the here on out because it just makes it an exciting place, and it makes our dome a hard place to play.
Hashtag make Griff go viral.
Make
and
Griff,
that was
hashtag.
There we go. That was the end of the students' first week of classes, so I'm sure they were properly amped up and everything for the game last Saturday. I do have to ask you this: like, I think Quadir would say the same thing. I'm not shocked to see Quadir make a big play. I think we know he's got the he's got the belief in himself to do it. But when you see the ball end up with Q to take a game-winning 3, that's obviously not a number one on his skill set. Like, did you think he was making the shot when it went up?
You know what? I was just hoping that we got a shot off. I think towards the end, any team in the country, you're going to put the ball in the hands of your best player. And obviously, we put the ball in the hands of Judah. And you know what? And Judah made the correct play, and he made the right read. And a lot of things happened within that, that segment. JJ lifted up. His man went with him, and if JJ didn't lift up, the rotating guy to Q would have been JJ's guy. So by him lifting up, gave Q the opportunity to be able to catch and shoot and have the time to shoot. So it was a lot of things that happened in those minutes. Those seconds, excuse me. But at the end of the day, we were just happy that we were able to get a shot off. And Quadir, he got a sack. He got a sack on him, and if there's anybody that can hit that shot or want that shot, so to speak, on our team, it'll be Quadir.
Yeah, hey, I know this. He's not going to shy away from the moment. Like, he is never, like, no. Yeah, you want the ball in the hand, right? Like, he's not afraid of it, right?
And the crazy thing about it is if we're down 20 and he take that shot, you're going to get the same reaction. Like, you know what I mean? And that's
Oh, man. It's what makes it fun to watch. It makes it more fun to play with, I'm sure, for the guys of the team. We got Griff with us. All right, Griff. So, I think a lot of the people that do the videos around there have been doing a great job. They had Jerry mic'd up the other day. You were mic'd up for the Miami games. Griff's mic'd up. Got to watch this thing. I learned about your rap career that never was, Griff. You were telling, Brendan, you were talking to Chance, I guess, that you could have been a rapper. You got anything for us, Griff? What was your rap career going to be like?
I'm saving that for later. I'm saving that. It's going to be Griff mic'd up #2. I'm just letting this out. And it's going to be made for TV. And made for TV. I might come out with an album next year. Don't worry. You got to watch out.
Okay. All right. So whatever Griff mic'd up 2 is, he's going to drop bars. I'm looking forward to that. I got to get the schedule of when they're getting the mic on you later this season. We got to get the good stuff here.
Yeah, bars. All right,
Griff.
Bars on top of bars.
There we go. Yeah. Just make sure the mic's turned on and they're filming before you do that. You don't want to drop some gold and have them miss it. Make sure they got.
It's always I'm made for TV. I'm made for radio. I'm made for all that stuff. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's why we like having you on every week, Griff. I mean, you're ready to roll. All right. Before we cut you loose here on this Wednesday, it is NC State coming up next. I get stylistically these teams are all different, but it feels very similar, right? To Florida State, to Miami. Like these are all similar kind of level of basketball teams you're dealing with this week. What are you feeling with NC State? Like, man, DJ Burns, he's such a unique player. I love watching him. But what's it like to play against a team that's anchored by a guy like that?
It's the number one question for our team. How we gonna handle Burns? And that's not the takeaway from, the other players that they have on their team. The other players are great players. Horn is a great player. We played him, early in his career when he was at Arizona State. Myself, who played at Virginia. They got a great team. Not also great, but they got a very good team, excuse me. And, the one thing that we have to really key on is not put our sole focus on Burns, because if you do, they got enough other players that can really burn you. So it has to be a happy medium, and we got to be able to, execute our game plan in terms of giving them a dose of concentrating on Burns, but also too paying a lot of more attention to the other guys. And Burns, they do a phenomenal job of putting him in certain spots and letting him work. And he's such a unique cover because, he'll start backing you down from the 3-point line. Right?
Oh yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's no other person in this league does that. Maybe Quentin Post. And so with Burns, it's a unique cover, and we have to be detailed in terms of, the way we want to guard him, but also to not allow him to get his and let the other get theirs too. So it's a tough cover, but I think our guys will be up for the challenge.
Yeah, he'll fling a pass anywhere at any time. He's a fun watch when he's not playing against your team. That's for sure. So we'll see that coming up. Yeah, like that's the reason you turn on NC State basketball, to watch what that dude's up to. That's coming up Saturday night at 7. All right, Griff. Always good to visit. We'll be waiting on those bars and that album dropping, but we'll talk again next week. All right.
Listen, I can't wait for you guys to hear it. It might be a mixture of Biggie and Jay-Z, but with a twist of Griff, okay?
Okay. As long as it's got a twist of Griff, like I need a little Griff in there, or else like what are we doing? I need some of you in there just to make it feel right.
When you think about rap today, I'm an old school guy, so and guys kill me because of the way I am with rap, but rap music is recyclable, right? Like, think about it. You had Jay-Z reciting Biggie's lines. You have younger guys reciting Jay-Z's line. So it's recyclable. So just be ready for lit bars. That's all I'm gonna say. Bars. All right.
Griff, I don't know if we can possibly be ready for this, but I'm going to be as ready as possible whenever this drops. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Griff. Thanks, man.
Yep. I see.
All right. So a little Biggie, Jay-Z with a twist of Griff. Coming soon to I don't even know what it's coming to. Like we're not dropping a CD. This just reminded me in the chat. Whoever said this in the chat, like Syracuse does have a history of rapping assistant coaches. Shout out Rob Murphy. Shout out Shut It Down. Yes, Griff. It's a lineage. It's a lineage to behold. I'm looking forward to it. That's a tease. See, that's the art of the media. Griff's learning the tease. You can't just give it away for free on a Wednesday afternoon. Well, you could. We love breaking news here in the 315. That's a tease for later on in the season. But always good to chat with Griff. We have him every Wednesday on the program here. All right, let's get to a break. We're getting close to football schedule time. I got the ACC network on right in front of my nose. We got the schedule dropping at 5. I still don't know how they're dropping it. Like, are we going to see Syracuse's schedule? Are we going to, like, we already know week 1? Are we really going to do week by week? How long is it going to take? Are we going to get it all? I don't know. We're gonna enjoy the journey together, folks. We're gonna enjoy the journey together starting at 5 o'clock. But in order to do that, we must get back on time. Here on this hour, brought to you by our friends at William & Tarr. We're back after this. It is QSportsTalk.com and ESPN Radio.